Hello and welcome, I'm Stormo and we're going to be playing some Death Stranding. Uh, I debated whether or not to do this, and I thought, oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I was a bit in two minds about it. I think I need to just make some changes on here because I think there's some stuff that isn't quite set up properly yet that needs to be turned on. And where is it? That needs to be set properly. Normally I would remember to do this before we start the stream, but I never do. Okay, I have beaten Death Stranding. We're going to start a new game, and we're going to go through the whole thing again, because this game's amazing. I was really impressed by it. I have played through it, I have beaten it. So, warning, there's going to be spoilers. I mean, there's going to be spoilers anyway, it's a Let's Play, but I'm happy to engage in full spoiler discussion, as it were, as we go through this. So yeah, this is a game about delivering packages in the future. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe I should do this on my other PlayStation profile. Maybe that's actually a good idea. Okay, give me one moment. I'm going to swap PlayStation profiles, and we're going to play this game on my other PlayStation profile. I'm also going to move myself around the screen, and where is it? So I've just realised. Oh no, that's not what we want. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Now I'm facing the right way for the game. Yeah, I do that. I run flip horizontal sometimes just because I need to. So I'm just going to be back in a second, and I'll get this sorted out. Just give me a moment. So what I'll do is I will log out, and I will log in on the other profile that I totally have. Ah, I need to sign into the PlayStation Network. Oh boy. Ah, wow. Okay. Gods, I gotta hope the password for this account's I gotta remember what the password for this account is. I can't remember if it's the same as what I normally use my other account or not. Oh, this is all to do with... yeah, I don't want anything turned on. This is a very private account. Well, it's not that private, but... But yeah, I'm not comfortable with Death Stranding overriding my existing save, because that's a post-game save, and I might want to go through and do the post-game on my own time. So we're going to use a different account for this. So just give me a moment while this all happens. Okay, cool. So that's all loaded up, and it's there and ready to go. Okay, cool. Let's open it up and get the game started. And we're back. Okay, there we go. We're back and we're on the other side. There's... Oh, man. God, there's stuff on both sides in this game, so it isn't going to matter which side I'm on, actually. You know what? I might just move myself back to the other side. I don't know, which side do people prefer? This side or that side? I've never known that. Well, look, we'll move back to this side and we'll decide later. So, there we go. I'll just move myself a bit further off the screen. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to need to just dive into the options for a second, just to make sure everything is cool. I'll turn that off, actually. This is a really cool one. We don't need to worry too much about it ourselves, but I am going to leave it turned on for the purposes of the Let's Play. And we will go on normal game difficulty. That seems fine. I don't feel any need to change that. I never played with any of these changed, so this is pretty much... That's cool. Yeah. I will set that to R2 though, because the motion sensing, in my experience, apparently doesn't work reliably, so... Burn those. Screen brightness, everything looks fine there. Looks fine on my screen anyway. HUD settings. Yeah, this is all good. The HUD in this game is amazing. Vertical camera movement, yeah, everything's normal. First person camera, vertical movement, normal. I think I did adjust the sensitivity slightly. No, I think I left it where it was. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's all good. And the language settings, yeah, everything is fine. Subtitles are on by default, which is really good. And I'll set BB's voice output to be the TV so that it comes through on the stream. Because otherwise it will come through on the controller. And for the purpose of the stream, that's not a great idea. So, we're going to do that. Let's, new game. Did I already have a save date? I must have started a game. Oh, you know what? I did start a game on this profile already. But that's fine, I didn't go very far into it. Okay, normal. And there we go. Okay, that's all stuff I should have done before we started. Yeah, I literally started a game and went through the first intro cutscene. That's how that began. A lot of, sea creatures in this game. It's got a lot of sea imagery. Ocean, beach imagery, I think is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, that's fine. I never adjust those. Yep, that is my birthday, and that is the name of this account. Well, my attempt at keeping that private went away. Hey, I forgot about that. Hey, because I'm Pisces, I will have a higher level of Doom's sensitivity. That's neat. It's that guy. I don't understand why the mask has to have the teeth. It is a pretty neat logo. The rope along with the stick, two of mankind's oldest tools. The stick keeps the bad away, the rope used to bring the good towards us. They were our first friends of our own invention. Wherever there were people, there was the rope and the stick. From Kobo Abe's Nawa. Tim Rogers in the Kotaku video review talks about that.
A bang which gave birth to time.
Oh yeah, there's cutscenes in this. I'm going to make the camera go away for them.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
This song, so good. YouTube are copyright claiming it, which is a problem.
Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious.
No. Oh, great. Fuck.
Okay. Well, that's the intro cutscene, and I gotta admit, that's a pretty strong intro cutscene. You know what I've never done? Gone back here. I'm really curious to know if anything happens if you try to go back this way. If there's anything over here that you can get. There's no map at this stage of the game either, so this area doesn't have a map. And there's reasons for that. This area is way bigger than you'd think. But obviously you can only go back this far where this gap is. So a few things to note about, and I should make this very clear from the start. I've played this game, I've beaten it. I am happy to go full spoilers from start to finish on this. And there's a few things in this intro that I think the game is setting some stuff up pretty strongly here. First off, the obvious thing, the rain, the timefall. So basically in the rain accelerates time, and there's a couple of rules that govern how that's supposed to work. One is that it only causes time to pass when it hits something, and after that it just turns into normal water. So its powers are basically very limited in terms of what it can do. Which is why I guess you only need an open-faced hood to protect yourself from it, even though it doesn't really seem very well protected, but that's fine. Oh hey, there's some cargo over here, let's go get it. That's fine. The other thing that opening cutscene sets up is you probably saw the handprints coming at us. Those are the game's main sort of enemy type, which is called a BT, or beached thing. The BTs start out by... Well, you don't see it there. We'll actually see what a full BT looks like later. Or not a full BT. We'll actually see what like the sort of starting form for the BT. But the way the BT battles work is really unique and interesting. And definitely worth exploring. But we'll come to that a little bit later, I think. So there's some stuff over there that we need to worry about. I think there's some... Yeah, there's some stuff down here. I'm using the scanner. The scanner is called the Odradek in this game. It's amazing, this scanner. Oh, okay, I think I hit the cutscene trigger already. Okay, I'm gonna let this cutscene play out and then we'll get back to talking about the game. Actually, do people want me to talk over cutscenes or not? I'm easy either way. I suppose basically when people aren't talking, it's fine, right? Yeah, anyway, where's Sam? Who you might remember as Daryl from The Walking Dead. Yep, that's us. And I gotta admit, Norman Reedus does give a pretty solid performance in this game. He's really good in it. Like, he's Norman Reedus. He's, you know, he's that kind of character, but, you know, he does what he has to do. And he works really well, I think. So that's good. Oh yeah, can't let that rain touch you. The visual effect with these handprints is amazing. Pay close attention to the sky here. Not sure quite how well they showed up on the stream, but if you've seen the trailer for this, you'll know that there are guys floating in that in the sky there. It's a pretty strong image. It'll come back.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Level 2, then.
What are you doing here?
Trying to stay dry. Same as you. Time falls let up. My name is Fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
That right? Sam Porter Bridges. The man who delivers.
Oh yeah, these things look delicious.
You want it? A crypto bite a day keeps the time fall away. Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
Yeah, I thought Fragile Express had plenty of people.
Plenty of traitors. Not much left of us now, save for a few honest folks. And on top of that, not much left of me either. Got soaked from neck to toe.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries, that's all.
This is Bridges Central Dispatch. Freelance contractor Sam Porter Bridges. Receiver is standing by for drop.
Headed into town.
This umbrella is wild.
Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long.
Also, can we talk about how shiny Fragile's pants are?
The time full fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Okay, oh man. Okay, so that was a cutscene. We're how many hours into this game now? We are half an hour, well, we're half an hour into the stream, it's a bit less into the game. And yeah, that's what we get. Okay, yeah, so we have health in the form of a blood meter. Which is cool. This cave goes back way further than you would think. There is a way, but I don't know if we have it activated yet. There is a way to turn on a torch for the Odra deck. But it's possible it's not not something we can do right now. I can't seem to walk past. There seems to be, yeah, those rocks seem to be impassable anyway. That's neat. How far? Wow, how far back was that? Did that end there? Hang on a second. Yeah, no, that is about as far back as it goes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was talking about the handprints that were left. They've all disappeared now. But I think a lot of people misunderstood what the handprints are. And it's... One thing that might be worth noting with them is that they don't represent a physical object. Oh yeah, here we go with the music again. The handprints do not represent a physical creature that is just not visible. They represent some kind of search. So cryptobiotes grow in these things and we can eat them and they restore stamina, although they all escaped then when I did that, but that's fine. This game is very much about movement and traversal, and it has some really unique things that no game's really attempted before with that. And I think this has been one of the big stumbling blocks a lot of people have with this game, is the fact that Sam has physical weight in a way that a lot of video game main characters do not. Sam has to balance, and he has to keep his center of gravity in the right spot, and the game simulates that really well. Incredibly well, actually. So you can see here, he's overbalancing. I've taken my hand off the analog sticks. I'm not touching it. But he will overbalance and run forward down that hill because of that. What a lot of players don't pick up on the first time you get this is that there's a really easy way to counter a lot of the overbalancing, and that is by holding down the left and right triggers. Sam will grab like that, and once he's doing this, he can basically go anywhere without overbalancing. If you've got a lot of weight in your back, which you will have, because this is that kind of game, you need to do that to get through. The scanner also has, and there'll be a tutorial pop up for this at some point. The scanner also tells you what kind of terrain, those coloured dots. So you can see the yellow dots. So there's basically three kinds. There's blue, yellow, and red. Blue is basically effortless to cross. Yellow requires a little bit of effort and will consume some of the endurance. You see the endurance gauge, talking about the endurance and the stamina gauge. And red is passable but requires significant effort, basically. If you're in water and you see red, you pretty much want to try and avoid it. You can go through it, but you shouldn't go through it. Yeah, so... This song's great, actually. If most of the music that plays in this game is by a couple of bands. Primarily Low Roar and Silent Poets. Low Roar, if you like any of the music in this game, I highly recommend checking Low Roar out. Look at that fish. Look at that fish. I can't recommend Low Roar enough. They're great. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you like what you're hearing right now. And there's quite a few other songs of theirs in the game. And of course, in one of the early trailers, there was that I'll Keep Coming in the first trailer, which does show up in the game later. Oh, my nose. My nose. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about. So there was the timefall in the opening cutscene. There were the handprints, which are BT searching for you. The other thing in the opening cutscene, of course, was the bike. We do get to ride vehicles. It's not all walking from place to place. There are places that can't really be easily accessed by vehicles, but we're not there yet. We actually want to get back down to that river level, and I'm trying to remember if there was more packages over this way or not. Yeah, there are. The smart drugs are mandatory. They're part of the main mission, but there are optional packages, which is what we just went and picked up before. So we can come down here fairly safe. And you see Sam's animations. He has a lot of contextual animations for doing stuff. So what we need is a safe place to cross the river. So we can use the Audra deck to scan. We can see that there's an all blue crossing here, and we can use that. There aren't any more packages over that way, are there? Oh, good. And that's a barrier there. We can't go past that. There's actually an obvious blue barrier, which is what the Audra deck actually bumped into when I scanned then. Visually, this game is astonishingly good. The stream's probably killing a little bit of the detail, but just trust me when I say the facial detail, the animations, and the model detail, particularly in cutscenes, is amazing. But even the world detail, the terrain and everything looks fantastic. And unfortunately, I think the bitrate on my stream is probably going to kill a little bit of that, unfortunately. So, just have to be aware of that. That's just the nature of the way this is. Because it's such a highly detailed game, the streaming coder is not going to keep up all the time. Especially here, you can see the fine detail in the moss on these, on the grass and the moss here. If I hold the camera still, I think it'll come through a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of very fine detail. It's probably going to get eaten by the compression. But that's just another reason that you should check this game out yourself, I guess. Okay, so this is Central Knot City. It is our first destination. We are laid down. If I stand up, we're better. If I walk along like this, you see Sam kind of struggling. If I do this, he'll overbalance. You got to shift your weight. But if you hold both down at the same time, both L2 and R2 at the same time, he just grips the front like that and holds it in place. And that's what you should be doing in situations where Sam starts overbalancing. Just hold them both down. Like, just do that. That's all you need to do. That. Did that show up? You can see what I'm doing. Oh, I walked into a post. Access permit required. Oh, well, I guess we can't go there. And you can just see that barrier on the edge there. So, get used to this place. We'll be seeing it a lot. Gotta make that delivery. We're a good Samaritan. We've done good.
Delivering cargo.
What took you so long? It's not like the legend to come in late.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my bike.
Sounds like you've been through the ringer. Luckily, our goods are in perfect condition. Well, you did keep us waiting, but everything else seems to be in perfect order, so great work. We'll be awaiting the next delivery.
Oh, I hid the camera then, I didn't mean to. That's fine. Oh. So, because this is a post-apocalyptic future where money has no value, everything is done in likes. We must earn the likes. So, what does that mean? Gotta mash them like buttons. S ranked. 190 likes. They love us. Get used to this screen. We'll be seeing it a lot through this game. And this screen. Oh yeah, I can use that to auto-skip, can't I? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, there we go. We're 26 minutes into this game. We have been playing for literally 5 of them.
Special commission for Sam Porter Bridges. Priority 1.
Okay, there is a cutscene here, so I am going to hide the camera. Because this is a lot of cutscene, actually. Like, we're talking maybe a half-hour cutscene. So I may not do a lot of talking for a little while here. Good old Yoji Shinkawa. Doing all that art direction. The art direction in this game is amazing. It really is. I love these vehicle designs, too.
Igor, Bridges Corpse Disposal. Sam Porter, I presume? Right. Not the touchy-feely type. Takuma said you had some kind of phobia.
Bridges corpse disposal? What happened?
Look, gotta get a move on. I'll explain as we go. Come on.
Yeah, low roar, silent poets, and churches.
He's got a date with the incinerator.
How long since he flatlined?
We don't know the exact TOD, but I'd say it's been upwards of 40 hours.
He wasn't quarantined.
Not sick. This is a suicide.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just lucky we found him at all. Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go necro.
Where you taking him?
Closest incinerator's to the north.
This route's crawling with BTs. Sure you can't use another?
I wish I could, but there's no time.
Then just burn the poor bastard right here.
And put all that chiralium in the air so close to town? Can't do it.
Better that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we can do this. We just need someone like you with dooms.
Well, he's already in the first stages of necrosis. If we don't hurry, this place is a crater.
So how about it? Can we count on you? Then Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Sam. Just Sam. And I can't spot BTs. Just sense them.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
With its help in you, we'll be able to stay one step ahead of them. Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you're plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
Roll out!
BB is adorable. We'll see a lot more of BB. Spoiler alert. Oh yeah, this is a Hideo Kojima game, in case you didn't know.
You know, the world was different when I was a kid. America was a country. Anybody could go anywhere they damn well pleased. No need for couriers like yourself. We had highways, airplanes. Hell, we could even visit other countries. Hard to imagine it now. As you can see, the Death Stranding poked us full of holes. Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive, the timefall came and washed you away. Then those freaks from the beach showed up. The worlds of the living and the dead all mixed together. And that's when folks started pulling up in the cities. Couriers like yourself got put up on a pedestal.
So I decided to point the camera behind us just to show the journey as we moved away. There is a rainbow in the sky. I forget exactly where. There, over there.
Shit. We're gonna have to cut to the BTs.
Yeah, this is a problem. Also, I feel like that speech sounds a lot better. Like, Igor's dialogue there. In my head, I hear it sounding like, what's his name from Bayonetta? The weedy guy from Bayonetta that I've momentarily forgotten the name of. We're not missing anything by looking this way.
These assholes got us right where they want us. Get us out of here.
At least not to my knowledge. I don't think there's anything you can see here at the moment. Or if there is, I've never figured out what.
This BB must be busted or something.
Yeah, so that's gone well. Also, dead bodies are a problem. A big problem. So it's worth pointing out that that's seeping through that body bag. So you can imagine what it looks like underneath. Oh no, watch this guy get old. Remember this trailer?
Shit, they're here. I can't get you out! Sam!
Shut up. Don't even breathe.
So I just want to point out that most of the stuff from the trailers that came out for this game are all front-loaded into this first hour. Most, not all, but most of the stuff from those big trailers was from the first hour of this game. Which is wild. Uh-oh. Now you have a big problem.
Surrounded.
Oh, hey, it's Troy Baker. Yeah, so people dying is a serious problem. Oh, it's so strong, this sequence. Yeah. Big problems when people die. Keep the idea of the umbilical cord in mind, it's important. We're not done with cutscenes yet, by the way. Hey, remember the very first trailer of this game? There it is. That's how you sell a video game.
Falling down, London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Okay, so we're going to get control back here for a brief moment. So I'll pop back in as well. The good news is that everything that happens in that cutscene gets explained. Although the 5 shadowy figures were never fully adequately explained to me, but I think I know what they are. I'm not going to say just yet, because it's kind of a massive spoiler. So this is basically the game teaching you what happens whenever you die. When you die, you end up sort of in this sort of floating space. Your body hangs around, and there actually will be other players' bodies around as well. If you can see them, but you can just float around and stuff. Eventually what you'll want to do is either fly towards where your body is, which is just there, or you can hit square and you can repatriate as well. And then you get this bit. And that is how you die in this game. And I'm going to go away again because there's another cutscene coming up. Hey, it's Mads Mikkelsen.
Can you hear me? Steady.
I do like the way the game really gets across the idea that repatriation is extremely unpleasant. Dead people are a problem.
Once there was an explosion.
Note the giant handprint at the bottom
Rise to
there.
life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
Yeah, so dying is a real problem. I'm not going to put the camera back on because we're about to head to yet another cutscene. There's a lot of cutscenes at the front of the game. And basically what happens when someone dies, they cause a void out, which is what we just saw. That's a void out. Basically, the best way to explain it is that when someone dies, they essentially turn into a nuclear bomb that has a ticking countdown on it. And you have to deal with that within 48 hours, or else you're going to lose a significant portion of land to a void out. Oh yeah, we finished the prologue. Welcome to Chapter 1, or Episode 1.
Oh, you're awake. So, how does it feel to be back in the world of the living? Don't worry. I'm a doctor. Well, a coroner, originally. Call me Dead Man. I'm well acquainted with the dead. Not like you, of course. Contrary to the name, I've never actually died. I would advise against that. I'm no expert, but I can assure you it's for your own protection. See?
So I'm a prisoner.
These aren't handcuffs. They're cutting-edge devices that keep us all connected.
They just happen to look like handcuffs.
Oh, us.
Yup. Bridges. humanity's best hope for the future. Or avoiding extinction, if you prefer.
Right. Where am I? What time is it?
Watch me. Try pressing it against your skin, like this. Relax. That just means your body's got a good connection to the cufflink. Look, look. The cuffs will watch over you 24 hours a day. That is to say, we will. We're here to help.
What the hell? 2 days?
During that time, we took the liberty of collecting fluid samples from you. You're a repatriate. That makes you very special.
What happened to the CD guys?
Central Knot was obliterated in the annihilation. Game over, man. Place is a crater. The only ones to get it continue were you, for obvious reasons, and your broken bridge baby.
Is it all right?
It's been marked for disposal. Didn't work anymore. Why keep it? We lost everyone. Not just corpse disposal. My team, HQ, all of Redefort, every soul in Central Knot City. We're at our base, in Capital Knot City now. Or should I say, our new headquarters. Sudbury seemed the logical choice. But our implementation team has been decimated, and there's only so much they can do in 2 days. Things here are a mess. Fortunately, the director and his support team were out of town at the time, so the chain of command remains intact. I hate to do this so soon, but I have a job for you. This stencil is from when you repatriated? What's the other mark from?
A clinging woman in a cave.
I see. Aphenphosmphobia. No wonder you were out there alone, where no one could touch you. I'll try to be more careful, Sam. So, the job is an urgent delivery. I need you to bring the president some morphine.
What president? America's gone. You talking about the mayor of Central Knot?
No, not the mayor. America lives on, Sam. The president is in the final stages of cancer, in critical condition, but there's still time.
Why me?
Look, Sam. Do as I ask, and I promise it will all make sense.
Why don't you do it?
Because I'm not really here. Apologies. This is just a chirogram. And here, come the tears. Allergic reaction to the chiral transmission. I'm actually over in the isolation ward in the big triangle building. Here is the morphine. Bridges hereby enters into a contract with Sam Porter.
Come on. You got morphine there. What's this about? Tell me the truth.
The truth, Sam, is that America's last president wants to see you in person. Are you really about to say no? Very good. I'll see you in the isolation ward.
So one thing that's really odd, I think, about I'll just put that on my back. Oh yeah, I should probably explain this too. With regards to packages, you can carry them on your back or in your hands. If you carry your package in your hand, you have to hold down the L2 or R button, and he'll carry it. That's why I actually put it down.
Request transport of morphine to isolation ward for immediate administration to the president.
Get used to seeing this space, because we'll be seeing it a lot. This is where you make deliveries. Not this specific location, but there are many identical locations in the game. And we'll be interacting with this a lot. We can't do it right now, but we will be eventually. Anyway, let's get out here, because we have control. So something worth talking about, it seems to be a side effect of Sam's dooms, or something else. All the handprints on his body are from where people touched him. So that's what that is all about. Like, obviously there's the imagery of handprints that the game uses a lot.
Check the map on your cufflinks if you're lost, Sam.
Also, I want you to take note that it is in fact called Codec.
Sure how to get there, you can set markers and draw routes too. Try it out and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, so the map's actually really neat in this game. It has a couple of features. If you touch the touchpad and move the controller, yeah, like that, you can make it wobble around. So you can set markers and stuff like that. And you can also draw paths. There's no auto pathing. If I draw a path from here to where I go, the game will just do that. You can do stuff like this though, where you can create a series of points. That'll do. Like that. So you can do stuff like that. It's not super great, but it's there. Sometimes just creating that. So the benefit of doing that is that it'll create a line in the visual world. It'll make it clear where you need to go. So that can be really useful sometimes, just to have a line from a place to another place. I don't think I ever used one of these. They seem to be for vehicle storage, but I never actually used one for vehicle storage. I think that's the only place that has them anyway.
Sam, your friendly neighborhood dead man here. If you want to confirm you're headed the right way, check your compass. It'll never steer you wrong. Provided you have a destination, that is.
Oh yeah, and the compass can do this as well. So you hold down L1, and it'll pop up, and then you can just draw a line straight here without having to go to the map. So if I go back to the map now, I can remove... There's a way to remove all... Yeah, that's right. Remove all markers. And so we don't have any markers anymore. And then I could go here, and I could just paint a new line. Like so. And that'll stay there for as long as I want it to. They sometimes go away, the lines, but if you need to look for them again, you just pop up your compass and it'll refresh them. This area looks really nice. It's the only sort of urban environment in the game. But there is a second urban environment we'll get to way deeper into the game. But it's not as intact as this one.
Central wasn't just home to Bridges HQ. It was also the seat of the Reconstructionist movement. If the president hadn't required special treatment, she would have never left. And if she hadn't, we wouldn't have either.
The other thing with regards to that too is that people seem to live underground. Like that place we're at, that distribution center, seems to be a huge underground complex with people living in it, and a lot of them are given with populations. Like there's one we'll go to later that has a population of like 62,000 people, who must all be living under that place. Anyway, guess what it's time for? That's right, it's time for more cutscenes. Love the framing on this shot, by the way.
Like I said, her vital signs are all trending the same way.
No chance of a recovery then?
None that I can see. No.
We should start making preparations.
Sam. It's me, Dead Man. Sorry, my mistake. I'm afraid the president's condition has deteriorated. Thank you. This will help to ease the pain. And allow her to speak with you in these final moments.
Her?
The first and last female president of the United States. Surely you remember her. She raised you?
This is really weird.
You're not exactly dressed for a reunion.
The idea he doesn't remember her. And it is explained, but maybe not satisfactorily. It's a little weird. Hey, what does that remind you of?
That's the president's right-hand man, the director of bridges.
Die Hardman?
Oh, you were with Bridges 1? So, I guess no introductions are necessary.
What's it been, Sam? 10 years? Look at us. A bunch of deathless freaks meeting like this. Yeah, well, good to see you two. President's waiting. It's your mother, Bridget. She's a bit out of it, but I know she'll recognize you.
Madam President, we've brought Sam. We'll leave you two alone.
Sam, I knew you'd come back. Are you doing all right? Yeah, I know you hate me. Amelie.
Amelie?
You remember Amelie went west. Took her 3 years to cross. She's trying to rebuild the country.
Still going on about that, huh?
You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. Help Amelie. She needs you. You can help us reconnect. You can make America whole. Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
We don't need a country. Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
No, America's finished. Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
Sam, listen to me.
Mom, no. Mom, you know why. Why you gotta do this, Mom?
Please. So you are willing to help me?
No, I...
Didn't really have a choice.
I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Madam President! Oh, no.
Now we have a problem.
Doctor, we need your help.
All hands on deck here. Season V finished. Give me 150 cc's. She's not responding.
Stay with me. Madam President.
This is dropping.
Hold on.
We're losing her. I'm a death.
So you might have noticed that a couple of characters were standing there who weren't really there. They disappeared as the scene disappeared. That's because they were there via chirogram. They'll be important later.
Listen, no one can know that the president is dead. If word gets out, Bridges is finished. Now what happened here does not leave this room, do you understand?
Yes, Director. But there's still the matter of the body. Without corpse disposal.
We've got that covered. Sam, before she died, the president made a contract with you.
What are you talking about?
As a member of Bridges, you're gonna work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
You think you can recruit me? Like she tried to?
Well, she succeeded. Look at your wrist. If that's not symbolic, I don't know what is.
Director, the cancer spread throughout her entire body. Harvesting organs is out of the question, and there is no need for an autopsy. Her body needs to be cremated before she necrotizes.
And if we don't, this place will turn into another crater.
What do you want me to do?
We don't have any porters right now. And the CD team you went into the field with are dead. But the president's body has to be burned.
The road from Capital Knot City to the incinerator was compromised in the void out. Now the only way there is on foot, through the mountains. But the chiral density there is off the chart. It's gotta be BTs.
This job has requirements. Tombs. Repatriate.
So me. Why?
Sam, you're already on the clock.
Now get it done, Sam Porter Bridges.
Hey. Oh, I'll sit up for a second. There we go. Hey. So the very first actual mission you get in this game. There's a brief cutscene here. I'll go away again and we'll talk about this after. I forgot about this little cutscene.
Can I have a moment? President Strand believed in American Reconstructionism. She worked tirelessly to bring the nation together again. And without her, there would be no bridges. She deserves a funeral with full honors. But we can't give her that. If she dies, America dies.
Without her, bridges will cease to be.
Listen. Her cremation must be carried out with the utmost secrecy.
Even if we pull it off, what then? Who's gonna take her place? Face it, America's history.
Sam, America isn't dead yet.
He just said that it dies if Bridget dies.
She may be lost to us, but we still have an America worthy of the presidency.
Sorry, what?
Let's not get into it now. What matters is that we're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended. That's the reason Bridges exists. So take the first step, Sam, and deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
If we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive. You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
The facilities to the southwest. Remember that you'll be passing through BT territory.
We built the incinerator way up in the mountains so that the chiral matter in the smoke wouldn't reach the city. It won't be easy carrying a body up there.
We'll be monitoring you around the clock. If anything comes up, we'll offer you support via the cufflinks.
Well, we're not going back in there for a little while.
Sam, this is Di Hartman. Dead men explained how to use the cuffs, right? Use them to check the location of the incinerator.
Yeah, so we have to do this because it's a tutorial. But yeah, the incinerator's over there. And instead of using the cuffs though to get to it, we can just do this. It's a little faster, and we don't have to follow that line directly. We're going to go around this way, actually.
Sam, I don't think I need to remind you, but every minute counts when transporting corpses for disposal. 48 hours following cardiac arrest, they go necro and become a fresh BT to make our lives hell.
So, there are certain missions in this game that have hard failure states if you mess them up. And the game's just like, oh, you messed that up, you've got to do it again. I don't know if this mission is one of them, but it feels like it might be. If you go the wrong way or something like that, you just don't go towards the incinerator, the game will just hard failure state you, I think. But yeah, the other thing with corpses is that because of the... And this won't be the only time we transport a person. And because of that, they do tend to wobble around. Again, like I said, the simulation of Sam's center of gravity and his balance is really good. So I guess now that we've actually got full control for the first time in the game, and boy, I wish these people would stop talking.
Even with the country shattered and its people scattered to the four winds, she never stopped believing they could be reunited. People held on to their hope that America would rise again because they believed in her. We believe that this country can be rebuilt. America lives on, together with Bridget's undying spirit.
So it's probably worth pointing out, if you look behind there, that's the actual city where the people live in there. But I also mentioned that people seem to live underground inside these things, so I don't know how that relates to that directly, whether there's probably a vast underground complex that leads into the city or not. The other urban environment actually has one of these in amongst all the buildings around it, so... I love the cool visual you get when you go through this this sort of barrier gateway area, and it shows you like where you got to pass through. You can actually pass through it anywhere. You don't have to pass through that circle. But yeah, it's kind of neat.
Have a pleasant journey.
So if you can't use a vehicle, it'll have these wheels crossed out like that. Oh, and this is where that barrier... Oh no, we went through it. That's that barrier I mentioned before.
Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear.
This is a watchtower that's been left here. Now, one of the really interesting things with this game is that players can actually build things and leave them around the map, but before you finish this mission, you don't get to see any of that stuff. So the stuff that's here is actually all left by NPCs. Or mash likes. And you use the watchtower. If we tap square, we can use it. And it gives you a view of the surrounding area. So you got a full view. You're up. That, by the way, that is not my video stream. I don't find watchtowers super useful, but I guess you can. I guess they're handy for something. But yeah, what's causing that is when I'm trying to go up on the thing. And it shows you like the elevation there and stuff like that, which is really neat. Anyway, let's go. But that particular one, in fact, all the objects on this area are not left by players; they are left by NPCs. But basically, yeah, you have a bunch of stuff you can build or place in the world, and once they're placed in the world, they become visible to other players, and other players can use them. And one of the things that they will do, or that other players are supposed to do, whether they do it or not is up to them, is like those things. And it sends you likes, and they count towards your likes count. So in my other game, I helped build a set of highways that span the map, which is a really good thing to do. The highways make a lot of this game easier. Oh, this music. I love the way the camera just pulls out here too. You get this landscape. But yeah, so player-created objects are a really neat part of this game. It's kind of like Dark Souls asymmetric multiplayer, where it's got like the messages and stuff, but in a more tangible way, like in terms of the way it affects the world. So Low Roar are an Icelandic band. They're actually started, I forget the guy's name, but he's Californian originally. He was born in California in the United States. And moved to Iceland and started a music project there. So he works with some other Icelandic artists and lives in Iceland, but he also records in Los Angeles and stuff. So he sort of flits between the two places. But I believe fundamentally Low Roar are considered an Icelandic band. And as I said before, if you like the songs you hear in this game by Low Roar, highly recommend checking out all their music on like Apple Music or Spotify. As far as I know, all their albums are available. And they're all worth listening to if you like this. I think they're really good. So again, this is an NPC name. Igor is the guy that we were with on the truck, which a few people seem to pick up on. I've seen a lot of people didn't really pick up on that. The landscapes in this game were mostly inspired by Iceland as well. Iceland has a huge influence on Death Stranding. Which probably explains what the use of an Icelandic band's music, and Low Roar is a pretty good choice. Iceland has a lot of really good artists, actually. I actually have a surprising amount of bands from Iceland in my music collection. Sigur Rós would be the other one that's probably really well known. And I think Sigur Rós's music would work pretty well in some parts of this game. I think it would create a slightly different atmosphere to what the Low Roar stuff creates. But I don't think it would be... I don't think it would be any worse or any better. Like, it would be a different atmosphere, and it would be interesting in its own way if they'd gone with someone like Sigur Rós. The other one, of course, who's Icelandic and pretty well known, I guess, is Björk, who also makes very good music. Although I can't make as easy an argument for Björk music in this game. There's a few tracks I could think of, like Joga. Or Yoga from the Homogenic album is probably the most obvious one I can think of. I'm going to aim for these ladders up here. I think there's a rope there as well. That's where we're going to aim for. You can also go up over that way, but I think this way is a little easier. That way, I think, is better for coming back, for reasons that will become obvious once we've been there. Love how wet everything feels too. Like, it feels like a cold, wet, rainy day. Like, the grass looks like it's just coated in rain. The clouds are grey. There's almost no shadows. It's really neat. Oh.
Just a bit further now.
So I was trying to say before that cutscene started as we were leaving that it's pretty interesting that it's pretty interesting that the first actual mission you get in the game is to carry the corpse of your dead mother to an incinerator. Like, boy, there's some heavy stuff going on in this game, and like a lot of Kojima's games, this game isn't so bad with it like the Metal Gear series, but there are those sort of odd tonal shifts that Kojima's games all seem to have, where he wants his games to be serious, but also they have these really silly moments that can really sort of take away from that serious, like giving away these likes like this, you know, and Norman Reedus saying this one's for you and thanks for the help and stuff. That's really bizarre. I think it's really interesting. I also think, I think I mentioned before too that one thing that isn't well explained in the game is why he doesn't remember who... Oh, can we get up there? Yeah, there we go. Why he doesn't remember who Bridget is. Like, surely he'd remember his mum, right? It kind of gets explained in a somewhat obtuse and roundabout way. And we also talked about Amelie. We've already actually met Amelie. She was the girl on the beach in the red dress. That is Amelie. She will be important later. In fact, we're going to have another cutscene with her shortly. Amelie and Bridget are both played by Lindsay Wagner, and I should talk about this a little bit. So this game has a lot of actually really well-known actors in it. So we've already seen, well, obviously Norman Reedus and Léa Seydoux, but those two are actually just playing themselves, or not playing themselves. They're played by those actors. But then you have the really interesting ones, which is Guillermo del Toro, Lindsay Wagner, Nicholas Winding Refn, who we did see very briefly in that White House scene. He was standing there as the medicos are all around. He was one of the two characters that disappeared, along with another character in that scene. He plays a character called Dead Man. Sorry, he plays a character called Heart Man. Sorry. But yeah, Nicholas Winding Refn, Lindsay Wagner, and Guillermo del Toro. Well, Lindsay Wagner actually is a little different, but Nicholas Winding Refn and Guillermo del Toro aren't actually played by the people that they are the appearance of. So Guillermo del Toro doesn't do his own mocap, and it's not his voice. It's actually, it said the name of it, I forgot it already. James Conti or something like that his name was. Yeah, so that's here's Nicholas Winding Refn is the same, where it's another actor doing all the mocap. It's just his likeness that they're using in the game, and that's a really interesting thing that video games kind of allow you to do. So you can have, you know, Guillermo del Toro in your game, but Guillermo del Toro is not an actor. I mean, he can act probably a bit, right? Someone told me that they've seen him in movies, and I'm like, sure, it's not his brother, but yeah, he can act in a movie. So, you know, that's fine. But for this kind of work, it's a bit more than maybe he can handle, or he doesn't have the time or something like that. So they get someone else in to actually be him in the game. And that's what that's all about. I am going to disappear again, because this cutscene does go on for a little while. Hey, Kaching, what's up?
Chiralium density in the area is climbing rapidly. Heavy timefall is imminent. Get back here, now.
Sam, burn the other cargo while you're there.
What's the other cargo?
What's this? BB-28. It's the unit Igor was assigned. It was hooked up to you when we found you in the crater.
But why is it here?
Because it's flagged for disposal. Central Knot's gone, and our headquarters along with it. Because that thing didn't do its job. It's all in Igor's logs.
But it's still alive.
It can't be repaired, and it can't survive outside the pod. Pity it if you want, but the decision has been made. It has to go. The director approved the order.
What's your status? Chiralium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Must be from the bodies we couldn't get up to the incinerator in time. Comes with the territory, I'm afraid.
Can you sit out the rain?
No. They're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, If one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea. Start, you shit. Maybe you are defective. That's it. Do your thing.
So now we have quite the problem, but we're going to fix that. This will be a long journey. Yes, it will, and I've already done it once. Oh, my controller disconnected there. Okay, so the trick with BTs is you can detect them by doing that. And you can hold your breath, and they won't detect you. The downside to holding your breath is you cannot see them. So the Odra deck will indicate where the BTs are too. Oh crap. So we were right next to a BT then, which was why it was able to detect us when I stopped breathing. You've got to hold your breath to stop breathing, and the BTs, like I say, won't detect you. We're right near one, right there. Later on, we'll get the ability to actually destroy those BTs, as they are there. You can actually hear in the background there is a hand chasing after us. That's the hand thing's coming for us right now. Oh, there's another one right there. There's a lot. There's a lot, but I think we can make this. I think we can do this without getting caught. Just got to be really careful around here. Yeah, we're nearly out of the woods. Oh, there's one right there. I said we were nearly out of the woods. I didn't say we were out of the woods. But I reckon we can do this. Yeah, we're close now. Just gotta get my breath back again, so I can hold it again. And I think the last of those detections is nearly out of the way. Let me do a scan here. There is a rope around here somewhere that we can use to get down from memory. Or I can just go this way, I think. Oh, that may not be safe to drop. That is not safe to drop, and I am not out of the woods with the BTs yet. There is still one after me. There's a rope here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Oh no, it's further down. Hang on, we can get down here fairly safely. I know that didn't look super safe, but it was. It was perfectly safe, it's fine. Anyway, we're out of the range of the BTs now. So that's cool. Got to get ourselves safely down this incline here, which we should be able to do. So 99% of the time, that's how you want to deal with BTs, because you do. Oh, there was the ladder over there that I could have used. Not sure how safe this is going to be. Oh no, we're good. Sam is pretty good at glitching through terrain. It's pretty nice, actually. It's very nice, actually. Very good at it. Oh man, what is up with being able to monitor the stream tonight? I'm having so many problems with it. Like, the iPad hasn't been working, my phone hasn't been working. A lot of the time when I'm off camera, I'm just trying to get it to work so that I can actually see what the stream's looking like. Mash that like button, can't mash like. Why not? Why can't I mash like? There, we got a like. There we go. 28 likes for Igor, who sadly won't be around to receive them. Anyway, we got out of that pretty well in the end. That is what we wanted. Oh yeah, and this is how you drink Monster Energy. The weirdest product placement of all time. And the worst part of that is that the Monster Energy, the game, the way your canteen is apparently supposed to work is that it will convert normal water into Monster Energy. Why? Why is that even a thing? Because they needed money. That's why. That's the real answer. That's the real Death Stranding. So we could go that way. We're not going to go that way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sam, you're not even carrying weight. Why are you falling over? Now the rain's gone away. I'll cross this ladder here. And we get some more of that gorgeous low roar music. What was I saying before about the president? And yeah, this will be a long journey. Like I said, I've actually done it once already. I've beaten the game. And it was about 42 hours I was at. But I did kind of rush through. Not so much rush through, but I did kind of push through the later stages of the game a bit more than I really needed to. I could have done a lot more side content. I just didn't do it. It doesn't really affect the outcome of the game. You can basically ignore all the side content and still get the full story of the game. But there's a lot of stuff that you'll miss. There's a lot of side characters and stuff that are worth going out of your way to find. I'm gonna try and get to at least a few of those during the game. My goal in this playthrough will be to get to every single location that you can deliver to, which is not something I did in my normal playthrough, because there's a couple locations that are kind of hard to get to at first. One other thing to talk about with this game too, we're in Chapter 1 now. This game is not paced like Final Fantasy 15 or Metal Gear Solid 5, where those games had like maybe a short chapter and then a really long chapter where most of the game takes place, and then maybe some other chapters after that. Like MGS5, sorry, has like Chapter 1, which is about 80% of the game, Chapter 2, which is almost entirely the other 20%, and there was supposed to be a Chapter 3, but it was never finished in that game. This game is much more evenly paced in that regard. There is, Chapter 3 is kind of when... Is it Chapter 3? Yeah. Chapter 3 is when the game really opens out and you basically get all of the stuff, and that's when you can do a lot of the side content in the game. But you can do it from Chapter 3 through to the last couple of chapters. I think about Chapter 9 or Chapter 10 is when you can do all the side content and everything like that. And even after that, there are times where you can. But the chapters are a lot more evenly paced in this game than they are in, say, Final Fantasy 15, which is probably actually a better analog than Metal Gear Solid 5, because Final Fantasy 15 does have like 14 or 15 chapters. So yeah. Now we're back in Capital North. So I highly recommend not making the mistake I made the first time I go here, and make sure you go to the distribution center over there, and not the what was it called? Not that place over there. I somehow missed the indicator the first time I played this and was like heading down that way before I realized. I didn't get all the way there. The isolation ward, that's what it's called, yeah. I didn't get all the way there, so it's fine. Anyway, time for yet another cutscene.
It's a miracle either of you made it back. When someone with dooms hooks up to a BB, Your feelings and memories cause feedback, like with the speaker. It amplifies fears and stress, and runs the risk of taking you to a place from which you will not return. I'm sorry, but this BB has been pushed beyond its limits. Disposal is the only option.
Sam, get cleaned up and come to the president's office. We need to talk.
Don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset. The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
Oh, the little love heart. That song is actually BB's theme. Hey, we beat the mission. We got all the likes. We're rebuilding America. And we're getting those miscellaneous ranks.
Sam, I thought I told you Dooms and BBs were a dangerous combination. Huh, perhaps a shower is in order. You're still covered in chiralium. Don't want the president to see you like that.
The hell you talking about? She's dead.
You're upset. Is this about BB-28?
Go fuck yourself. I'm not your errand boy.
Well, in any event, it seems it owes you its life.
No, we owe the kid our lives. You too.
As you say, I shall look after it. Give my regards to the president.
It's almost time to go, Sam. Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you.
Good morning, Sam. Sam, this is Di Hartman. There's a private room set aside for your use. Bridges perk. Take a moment to clean up, wash all that chiralium off, then come to the president's office.
See, we can do a bunch of stuff in here. We're not going to do that because taking a shower will progress the game. I'm actually going to leave it here for now. Now that we're in this area. We can't really do much in here yet, but we can look at the table. we can look at that gross product placement and all these cool action figures that we've got at the moment. Those action figures start out on the table and then they wind up in this area behind the bed. In fact, you can see a couple there. Also, you can see this. You can zoom in. There's a couple of other fun little things you can do here as well. If I move the camera down and do this, and then I move the camera down and I do this again, and then I move the camera down and I do this a third time, he gets kind of annoyed. But then, if you push it and you do it a fourth time, he gets really annoyed. And I think he does something if you do it a fifth time as well. No, he doesn't. Okay. No, he does. He does another hand. Oh, maybe not. We can use the sync too. So the sync has some funny stuff too. This is what I mean about the tonal shift stuff. Like, there's some weird tonal shifts in this game. So we can do that. And he turns around. And you get that photo. So that's neat. If you do that while BB's in the room, because BB can be here. If you do that while BB's in the room, you actually get likes from BB. It's kind of funny. Yeah, let's back out of that. But yeah, so this is what I mean about, like, the tone is a little all over the place, a little up and down. But I think we're gonna leave it there for tonight, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna take a shower, and that will lead into the next cutscene, which we don't want to do just yet. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy Death Stranding. These are going to go up on YouTube, and I'm promising I'm going to put them up like the day after. So this will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So if you missed any of it, you can catch it up there. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. I will see you all tomorrow.